Happy Wednesday and welcome back to another NWE Live where we're talking about nutrition hot topics, answering your questions, giving you guidance, and a little bit of a sneak peek too into what it's like to work with Nourish with Emily. So today our topic is all about why 1200 calories is not always going to be the best fit for somebody for weight loss. So let's first take that big step out and let's look back for a second. How is weight loss achieved? Weight loss is achieved in a deficit. So we have to be eating less than what we are expending in order for us to lose weight. So 1200 calories may be a deficit for some people, but there's also that line of extreme under eating where you're going to have increased cravings, you're going to have metabolic changes, and it's going to be a lot harder to maintain. So 1200 calories is a common recommendation that you see from other accounts out there or programs or whatever. Weight Watchers often prescribes 1200 calories. MyFitnessPal prescribes 1200 to 1400 calories. Optavia is like 800 to 900 calories. Not a whole bunch going on there, which means that with this extreme deficit, some people can lose weight. However, it's not going to be an effective way to keep weight off over that extended period of time. We have to remember what we do to lose the weight will have to be what we do to keep the weight off. So wouldn't it be easier to be in a more manageable deficit where you can include the foods that you love, that you are exercising and so much more, where you feel good rather than eating as little as possible, which is actually below most people, I would say 98% of the generally healthy adult population's basal metabolic rate. So we all have a BMR, a basal metabolic rate, which is that minimum energy requirement that you would need to stay alive. If you were to lay in bed all day, not do anything, you're not asleep, you're awake, but you're not eating, you're kind of just laying there. Most people's basal metabolic rate is beyond 1200 calories. When we eat below that BMR, that basal metabolic rate, our bodies are forced to make metabolic changes and adaptations. That means our body has to stop doing things in order for us to conserve and spare energy for you to stay living. So if you are only eating 1200 calories a day, but your body needs 1550 or 1600 just to stay alive before any exercise or anything like that, your body has to stop doing certain things in order for you to stay alive and to keep going. That means for many people, you start to have GI upset. You might have bloating, gas, constipation. You probably have indigestion. You're probably feeling some brain fog. You're probably very tired all the time, feeling like you're not getting good restful sleep. You're also probably not getting hunger and fullness cues. These are vitally important to help us self-regulate as far as how much we're eating and also to put trust back in our body. So if we're not having all of these things, if we're having disruptions with our digestion where we're feeling off, if we're having issues with our energy levels, it's not going to be sustainable for us, and it's also hurting us more than helping us. Our bodies are trying to protect us when they go through these metabolic adaptations rather than trying to shoot you in the foot or anything like that. So 1200 calories, although it seems tempting of I can eat as little as possible and lose weight, we have to remember what happens on the weekends when you want to go out to eat with friends. What happens in social situations? What happens when you want to make a special dish, but it ends up being 600 calories? That is going to be then 50% of your overall calorie intake, and that would be very, very hard to maintain, and you have to give things up at that point. So is 1200 calories doable? I guess, but is it ever recommended? No. I'm here to tell you that we never have told any of our clients to only eat 1200 calories, no matter where they're starting from or anything like that. Many of our clients, when they come to us, have to go through a reverse diet. Now that means slowly increasing our intake, which helps to bring your metabolism back up, helps to prevent those metabolic adaptations before being able to go back into a deficit again. So when we do this, we're helping to repair their metabolism. They start to feel better. They have better energy. Their digestion's so much better. They feel good. And then we can bring them into a mild deficit of usually 300 to 500 calories versus the 1000 calories that a lot of people end up going into when they're in that deficit, not on purpose, but just trying to do it. So 1200 calories, very minimal intake. You're probably going to be really, really crabby. You're not going to be excited. You're going to have very difficult energy. And it's also going to be very, very hard for you to maintain that calorie intake, especially with things going on. Unless you are a person who sits at home and eats salads all day long, it'll be very hard to maintain that and also get in the minimum amount of protein needs that you need to have a good weight loss where you feel satisfied with meals and snacks too. So that's our answer. 1,200 calories is not going to be the answer. Personalized nutrition goals, accountability, and support is. We do this for our clients inside of our signature nutrition coaching program, and we would love for you to be a part of it. We do have open spots now where you can start with us next week. We would love to set up a time to talk with you more about your goals and getting you there. I will drop that link to apply down in the comments below. We'll set up a free call to help you get there, and we'll talk more. So thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday, and I will see you soon.